Cam Newton's getting surgery again.
Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any video from my channel.
Yo! Welcome to LCameraTV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share some cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and wherever else. And guys, don't forget to hit the bell notification, man. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. I upload randomly, so don't want you guys to miss out. So definitely hit the bell icon, man. When you see the squiggly lines, you know you have been notified. And guys, we got a lot to talk about, guys. Some major news came out. A certain quarterback has gotten surgery again, so we got to talk about that. The timetable, they say he might be out. We definitely got to talk about that. And how I feel about this whole surgery situation and just the whole situation in general. So we have a lot to talk about, guys. So let's get started. So the Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton is going under the knife again, and he's getting surgery on his shoulder, arthroscopic surgery on his shoulder, and it's the same shoulder he got surgery on the first time. Now, that's never good news. You know what I'm saying? When you hear somebody has to go in and get another surgery done to something they already had surgery done to the first time, that's leads me to two things. One, either he re-injured it, and he has to be surgery again because they say it's a minor surgery, or two, the guy who did the surgery the first time didn't do a good job and they had to go back in and clean up the mess that he made. Either one is not a good situation. It's never something you want to happen. I definitely blame part of it to TJ Watt, and I blame the NFL. And I'm gonna say this: the NFL's regulation on Cam Newton getting hit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. He gets hit more than any quarterback in the league. He doesn't get protected like other quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, the TJ Watt hit should have been an illegal hit, but we're not gonna harp over that. But the thing is that I really think that was the hit that brought back either retore or messed up his shoulder again. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, his play dropped so dramatically. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing bad passes, he was throwing the ball wildly, whatever, and we was killing him for it. I killed him for it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know he was injured. And my also point was, if you're injured, don't play. Don't play in the game, while injured, and then expect people not to criticize you. That's how I felt about it. But that TJ Watt hit definitely, I think, re-aggravated or re-injured his shoulder. And I also feel like the NFL doesn't give him the same respect they give other players. Tom Brady against the Chiefs got a roughing the passer call, and all Chris Jones did was touch his shirt. Cam Newton gets people slapping his face, hitting his arm, diving at him, doing all kinds of stuff, and that's just because he's a really big quarterback with a really big stature and can break tackles. I feel that it's unfair. It's kind of like the Shaq treatment or the LeBron James treatment in the NBA. Because you have a bigger stature, a bigger size, they let you get beat up and pummeled, but everybody else gets, a different type of protection. I feel that's not fair. So this whole situation does fall on the NFL and does fall on TJ Watt because TJ Watt did a messed up move. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, man. He could have wrapped them up, differently. You know what I'm saying? He could have did things differently. Just like Anthony Barr could have did things differently when he, drove Aaron Rodgers' shoulder into the ground. So we all know how this whole thing plays out, how defensive players sometimes take things too far. And I think TJ Watt definitely took that too far, man, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I also have to blame the NFL because, like I said, the NFL, you got to throw these flags, man. If Cam Newton is getting, I understand, he's not a small dude. So, petty stuff, I'm not going to kill you about. But when he's getting slapped in the face, when he's getting, guys ramming their shoulder and their head into his shoulder, stuff like that, you got to throw those flags, man. Those are blatant calls. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect your assets, and Cam Newton is definitely an asset for the NFL as a quarterback. That's just me being honest, whatever. But like I said, it's never a good thing for a quarterback, a quarterback in general, to get surgery on his shoulder. But to go back into his shoulder again, it seems like either one, somebody messed up, or two, him playing early, messed him up. And if it is him playing early that really, altered, the healing process, you got to blame the organization for that because you shouldn't let the man play if he was not ready. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things to process, a lot of things to digest, but, the main point of this is Cam Newton had to get surgery again. Even though they say it's minor, you never want him to do another surgery on the arm. They already did surgery on, I think, like a year ago. So, and the time limit, obviously the Panthers didn't want to put a time limit on it, but they said he should be out for like 2 or 3 months. and they say he should be back for OTAs. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I heard this story before. I heard it last time he got his shoulder worked on. They said, oh, it's not that big of a deal. He should be playing. He will be playing. And what happened? It held him out longer than expected. Now, mind you, we did have a good season that year, but he wasn't throwing the ball well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things weren't working out, whatever. He was running more than anything because of his shoulder situation. So, I've heard this story before. I've heard them saying, oh, it's not that bad before. I feel like that's just basically damage control. So, I hope it's, you know, they said it's a minor surgery. They said it's just, you know, to clean up some things that are, I guess, causing some soreness in the shoulder. But at the end of the day, man, it's still another surgery. It's still him, you know, hurting in that sense. And even if, let's say, for instance, he does come back for OTAs, you know, how long is it going to take him to get that confidence back in his shoulder? Because, again, you know, part of it's physical, but also part of it's mental. If he's had this shoulder soreness ever since, and another thing I don't understand is, he had a shoulder soreness ever since the season. He sat the last 2 games. Why didn't you have him do surgery then? You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me makes no sense. I feel like the organization messes up in that situation. If he's sitting out the last 2 games, you're not going to play him the last 2 games. Just have him do the surgery early. You know what I'm saying? Have him do the surgery so he can, you know, at least start rehabbing, you know, right during the season. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having him do it after the season's over and wasn't in the playoffs. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they say he should be out 2 to 3 weeks, or 2 or 3 months, whatever. They say he should be there for OTAs, but they say they don't want to put a time limit on it. I don't know, man. They say they'll start rehabbing him immediately, but again, all this stuff I've heard before. They said that last time, so I'm on. You know, I'm kind of like in a look and see. You know what I'm saying? Type of situation. I'm gonna, you know, sit back and watch and see how things play out, because the organization says one thing but doesn't do the same. You know what I'm saying? So, for right now, I'm just sitting back, I'm watching, I'm seeing what the organization does, I'm seeing what the NFL does, I'm seeing how things play out, because I'm tired of hearing that they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they're going to do this, and they don't do it. So, we'll see if he comes back, you know what I'm saying, in 2 or 3 months. We'll see if he has to hold him out longer. All that stuff's up in the air right now, but it's just not good news for him to be out or get surgery on that shoulder again, in my opinion. So, I don't know, man. And finally, the organization better tighten up. And this is how I feel about the whole situation. First of all, people are saying, oh, you know, I've seen like crazy, Panthers need a contingency plan. They need somebody else. They need this. Listen, don't get me wrong. Obviously, you know, Cam Newton, you know, might not be able to play in the season. Hopefully he will, but we don't know what will happen. But I repeat, I do not want to draft a quarterback. I've said this before. I've said this in, you know, my other videos. I do not want to draft a quarterback. If you're going to get a quarterback, get a journeyman, whatever. I know some people were like, oh, why are you saying Colin Kaepernick? I said Colin Kaepernick because I thought he fit the system well. But if you want to get Colin Kaepernick, fine, get somebody else. I don't really care for Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's not my thing. But find somebody, man. Get somebody that, I wouldn't even be opposed if they brought Derek Anderson back. But find somebody who can win games for us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that Kyle Allen kid. I don't think he'll be great. I think he just won because he played third stringers. But get somebody that'll be serviceable, won't cost a lot of money, and could, you know, play for a little bit. But I don't want the Panthers to draft a quarterback and be like, oh, let's groom this guy, because it's not like Cam Newton is not a good player. He's a very good player. But I say this all the time. This is the greatest mismanagement of a quarterback or just a career I've seen in a very long time, because we have yet to draft O-linemen in the first round for Cam Newton in the 8 or 9 years he's been in the league. It's crazy to me how all we do is get second and third round linemen to put in front of this guy. You know, the New Orleans Saints, you know, obviously, you know, you go back like 2 or 3 years, they weren't a great team. You know why? Because they had no O-line play. They didn't have a good running game. And then you know what the Saints did? They went and drafted Andres Pete, Ryan Ramczyk, you know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of O-linemen to give them the time, so to give Drew Brees the time to throw the ball, and they're going to fortify their run game. And they got Alvin Kamara, obviously, and Mark Ingram. Once they did that, their team, you know, did a complete, you know, 180. You know what I'm saying? Because they had, their quarterback was protected, and they had a dominant run game. Cam Newton's O-line has been depleting left and right. We lost Jordan Gross. We lost Ryan Khalil. You know, we lost Andrew Norwell. We didn't pay any of our O-line. We paid Matt Khalil, who's a complete bust. We just have not managed the O-line well. And for all you guys who are saying Cam Newton is the problem, Cam Newton's the problem, go ahead and get you a pocket passer. Go get you a Joe Flacco. Go get you a Nick Foles. Go get you any of these pocket quarterbacks. And put them behind a horrible O-line and see what happens. it doesn't matter how good a quarterback is. If he don't have time in the pocket, he cannot be good. Look at Andrew Luck before the O-line and after the O-line. O-lines make quarterbacks better. That's just how the game goes. Look at us in the beginning of the season and then toward the end of the season. Beginning of the season, O-line held up well. You know what I'm saying? We're one of the top teams as far as not allowing sacks. After that, the O-line fell apart and was one of the worst teams allowing sacks. And then that's when we went 1-7. You know, so get Cam Newton on O-line. Get us some pass rush. Get the organization just need to go out and get the players that we need. You know what I'm saying? Get us a safety. Get us some pass rushers. Get us some O-line help. You know what I'm saying? Get us things that we actually need. Because right now, Cam Newton, even if we, you know, work on his shoulder, he get healthy, he heals up fine, is that O-line going to be protected? Is that, you know, is he going to have to worry about his blind side all the time? Is he going to have to constantly scramble because he don't have time in the pocket? Those are the questions we have to ask. When he had Michael Orr, who solidified the left side, he went to a Super Bowl. And ever since then, he hasn't had a good left tackle, and every other piece has been just falling to the wayside. Andrew Norwell left, now Ryan Khalil's gone. So his whole left side of his line is subpar. So we got to figure something out. We got to draft some players. Stop getting undrafted free agents. Stop getting you know, guys in the second and third round and saying, hey, they're starting left tackle, they're starting left guard, they're starting center. I'm not with that anymore, all right? Get him some O-line help so he can be protected and he can actually throw the ball in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need. Even Russell Wilson needed an O-line. You know what I'm saying? And once he got a better O-line, they played better. Obviously, look at their run game this year. All right? So Cam Newton, like I said, the organization needs to do right by this guy and stop mismanaging his career because he's a very good player, but he don't look like he's going to get to a Super Bowl again unless we fix the O-line, fix the D-line, and fix the defense, man, because that's all he needs is a good O-line, a defense, you know, running back and a tight end, and he's good. Most of these quarterbacks have way more than that. You know what I'm saying? I.e. the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had Antonio Brown, who's a Pro Bowler, Le'Veon Bell, who's a Pro Bowler, and a bunch of Pro Bowlers on their O-line. And that's why they had a great offense. That's just me being honest. Well, that's it for me, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and TikTok and wherever else. And guys, get in the comment section, man. How you feel about Cam Newton, you know, getting surgery on his shoulder again? Obviously, I'm pretty sure all of us hate it, but let me know how you feel about that. Also, let me know how you feel about the NFL's, you know, basically, you know, flags being called for Cam Newton or not, you know, roughing the passer and how they handle that with Cam, because I feel like they're not doing their job, in my opinion. And do you think the organization bears some culpability? Because I think the organization has not, you know, got an O-line for Cam that was stable, that been together for a long period of time, and been, you know, pretty good for a long period of time. So let me know all that stuff in the comment section, man. Definitely cop some LCameraTV apparel. Valentine's Day is coming up. You know what I'm saying? Copy girl something, whatever. The link is in the description below. You know what I'm saying? Shirts, hats, and mugs, all types of cool stuff. Check out the link, you know what I'm saying, in the description. And check out the link in the for the Patreon page that's also in the description below. Exclusive contents, blooper reels, shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Definitely check out the Patreon page. Come, you know, check out the Patreon, man. Join the family, you already know. Share all cool things, you know what I'm saying, as far as Panther fans. You should share with all Panther fans. If you have Panther related, anybody football related, let them know LCameraTV's rocking with Panther Nation rocking with LCameraTV. Thank y'all for always showing love and tuning in, man, and wanting to hear my side of the story, because I'm just speaking real from y'all, man. I really just tell y'all how I feel, you know what I'm saying, because I go off how I feel, you know what I'm saying. I get the information that I need, and I go off it, man. Thank y'all for staying tuned in. Thank y'all for staying, you know what I'm saying, showing love and supporting me, man, and tuning in, man. So I'm going to see you guys next time. Shout out to LCameraTV fam. Peace.